Can anyone become a coach? If you are passionate about coaching or any sort of change work, and you have something to offer, helping people change, and you have been thinking of making this transition to a coaching career, then I think this video might give you some answer. Hi, my name is Octavian Baban. I'm from Romania. I'm a coach. I was an engineer in my past life, let's say. And at some point, something happened, and I was almost accidentally forced to become a coach. Well, nothing is accidental in this world, but I want to share a few stories from my life and a few key lessons that I got along the way that I think helped me make this transition. So, the first story, I think more than 20 years ago, in 2004, was the year I read the first self-development book, self-growth book. It was Power Learning and Power Writing by Brian Tracy. At that moment, I was just finishing my technical college. I got the degree. I found a job. I was working in a telecommunication company, and I wanted to grow as fast as possible, to learn everything from everybody, from books, from trainings, from everyone that in every situation I wanted to learn and grow as fast as possible as in my career. Then almost at the same time, I read another book which was called Double Your Dating by Eben Pagan, which his then pen name was David D'Angelo, and I guess many of you heard about him. And my second biggest goal, biggest wish of mine was to find a romantic partner, know how to keep it, know how to stay together, know how to be happy together. So those were the two most important goals of my life, and I started with both of them, and I started reading everything I could get my hands on. And I must say that Eben became one of my virtual mentors. Even after all these years, I still follow his material. He transitioned from personal development, relationship trainings, then business marketing, and then coaching, which inspired all his transitions in his business and life, inspired also my work. And from this type of literature, let's say, I found like a new way of thinking about the world. I found it was like a new ocean of knowledge was opening up to me. I started reading everything. I started, and through Eben, I found a lot of the big names in the self-help industry, in the personal growth, and starting with NLP, then hypnosis work, therapy work, meditation practice, relationship coaching, communication, inner game coaches, dating coaches, you name it. I just dived in everything that I could get my hands on, because it was like something completely new for me. I finished the technical college. All I could do was just study. I didn't have time haven't got any time for anything else during the college years. And then in this new period of my life, I also met a lot of new like-minded friends. I joined communities. I went to a lot of events. I even started a few communities. I started Toastmaster chapter here in Bucharest. Then I started coaching group for men. Then I joined some other entrepreneurs communities, and with all these communities I was part of, I was sharing everything that I was learning at that time. I was I was studying, I was practicing. I had some successes, a few successes, and what happens when you share your first successes, just as a study case, let's say, people start calling you. They start coming to you. They start asking you for meetings. They want to talk. They want to get some advices. And in those years, I met with a lot of people. I made a lot of friends, but also I met a lot of new people that inspired me. I had some mentors, and I think this is one of the most important aspect if you want to become a coach, if you want to start like a coaching practice, is share everything that you know, everything that you practice, every success you have, share it with other people in every situation. Doesn't matter if you're at a coffee shop with a friend, share whatever you have learned. And what is interesting is that at some point, if you share everything that you know, at some point you have bigger goals. You want to share with more and more people, or you want to look for methods that really work. You really want to help people. You don't want to share things that you haven't practiced or you're not sure it's working. And one of the, let's say, unfair advantage of mine was exactly my technical background, because I'm an engineer. I think in systems. I was working at that time with telecommunications. I was administrating some servers. Then I moved to a bank. I was a database administrator. I was again administrating some systems that you expect to work every day. You cannot work with systems that are not reliable. For example, when I was working in the bank, if we had errors and the bank wouldn't open the second day, we could face some real complaints from our clients, but also from financial institution. They could give us a fine, because that system was super regulated, and it should work when something is super regulated. Usually the systems are much more reliable. So you realized I was thinking in those type of systems. But when it came to personal growth, personal development, I didn't have any system. I didn't have a system that I knew it worked every time and to save me the trouble. I had to do the work, do the hard work. I had to trial and error everything that I was reading and practicing. And this got me thinking that there has to be some systems that are much more reliable when it comes to personal goals, personal growth, results that you are looking. I was studying a lot of systems that basically said, look, some people tried it, they worked, you have to try it too. If it doesn't work, try harder. If it doesn't work, maybe try even harder. But that didn't satisfy me. That was not enough for me, coming from this engineer background. I had some successes, but I was not satisfied. For me, about myself, even today, I had a lot of areas where I'm not satisfied. So I was keep searching. I continued the search, and at what point, the second story that I think it's relevant, I was part of a therapy group for men, and we had a facilitator, which later became a personal mentor of mine, and we tried to solve some deep issues, And one of the guys in this group, he was completely absent. He was in another reality. He couldn't be present with us. And the leader of the group, the facilitator, noticed him and noticed he was with his mind in another place. And he asked him, he said, hey, what's up with you? You're not here with us. Tell us, what is going on with you? And he said, look, I just started my first business. I'm like an entrepreneur, startup business owner. And in the last few months, I put everything in my life on hold. I cannot sleep. I'm so stressed about finance, about managing, about client work, about delivering, about marketing, about everything. He was on himself, by himself at the beginning. And I cannot do anything else. My everything is put on hold. My social life, my romantic life, my health is put on hold. And I remember the answer that the leader of the group gave to him. He said he wouldn't want to go into each of his problems. He thought it would be a waste of time. He said, "Look, just go on the internet, on Amazon, find this book. It's called the Diamond Cutter, on managing your business and your life. It's ancient wisdom on managing your business and your life. Read that book, apply it, and forget about stress with your business." I don't know if that guy really followed his advice. I don't know if he read the book, but at that moment, it was 2012, the year. I was still employed in my last work, engineer work. I heard the name of the book, but at that moment I didn't care much. I had other plans. I had some friends that were new business owners, and I knew the stress they were facing, but I had other plans. I was not at that moment. I was not in the situation to start a business and to think about how to do it. But the name of the book stayed in my mind, and 1 year later, following some community, I joined a business community because I wanted to start a business myself. I was studying a lot of finance books, and at that moment, I remembered the name of the book, and I said, "Look, 1 year ago, that guy was super stressed, and he got an advice to read that book. I had a lot of new literature. I was eager to start learning again. But then I remembered the name of the book, and I said, look, if that was a good book and it was recommended to that guy, let me read this book first, and then I will read other books for business and financial and everything." And something interesting happened. While I was reading the book, it clicked. I told you that in my last video, the author of the book, Geshe Michael Roach, at that time he was developing this system. It's called the seed system, on how to reach your goals by planting seeds in your mind, okay, mental seeds. And if you know how to take care of the seeds will grow and they will force you to have a result. And this worldview, the book is about changing your worldview so that you act from that worldview in everything that you want to achieve. That book really made totally sense, 100%. And before finishing the book, I began searching on the internet. I wanted to find communities. Of course, I wanted to meet people because this is what I was doing by then. There was no community here in Romania of people that read this book and practicing. And I found on the internet that the author of the book and his team was traveling around the world and had like teaching tours in many countries. Closest to me was in Sofia, Bulgaria, which is like a few hours away drive by car. So 1 second I was, okay, I need to be there. So that is the lesson that I repeat over and over. You need to meet people. You need to have close connections. You need, if someone inspires you along your journey, along your change work, go meet that guy. Go meet any mentor that inspires you. So this is what I had in mind. I wanted to meet this new mentor of mine. I wanted to spend some time, a few days. I think it was 3 or 4 days, that event. And I wanted to apply and learn as much as possible to apply it to my life. And what happened next is that the system really worked. It worked in my other goal of mine, the relationship goal. It worked really well. So it freed me of a lot of literature on personal relationships and communication. It really switched on the light in my mind in that area. So the system really worked in that area. But then I wanted to also invite him in Romania. I said, look, I applied it. It worked. I think what you're doing is super important. Come also to Romania. Let's have an event here. Let's translate your book and let's gather some people. He said, yes, I will happily come to your country. I will come there and launch the book and give a 2-day lecture event. And when I heard the reply, he said, yes, we will come. Just make sure people can join. Then I went to a few close friends of mine, which we were studying together, going to a lot of events. We were part of a community together. I told them the news. The same, in a few seconds we were watching each other's eyes. Everybody said, let's do this. And that's it. I knew what I had to do in the next 4 or 5 months. And this was a journey for me. Those were the first days when I started thinking of how to share everything I learn and everything I practice, how to share it in a professional way. Because now we had to organize an event, like for a few hundred people, 200 people came to that event. It was not just a passion of mine. Things were becoming a little bit serious, okay? So the date of the event came. We had the event. The event went amazing, super happy. Everybody was happy. We were happy. The team was happy. The people were happy. And something happened. At the end of that event, 10 people gathered around. We were just keep sharing stories, talking. And they told me, hey, you need to continue this work. You need to continue sharing this type of system in Romania, in this local community. And I told them, okay, but how? I'm still working at the bank. I don't have time to do this as a full-time job. And what happened next is that everybody chipped in a few money. Like, I think they gathered like equivalent of $200, if I remember well. They said, look, here, take this money, go to the commerce register institution, open your new business and start doing this. And I said, okay, I will think about it. I didn't give them immediately the answer. But then I was thinking, like, okay, I have this money, okay? They gave me this money. They wouldn't let me go away without keeping the money. And I was thinking to myself, look, if I don't do what they gave me this money for, if I don't continue the steps, I will disappoint at least 10 people, if not more, that would want to benefit from this work. On the other hand, if I go on a weekend at the mountain to relax, for sure I would disappoint these 10 people. So talking with a few friends of mine that knew they were also business owners, they started their business a few years back, I said, okay, I will do it. I opened the business, I started the business, and I would say that the rest is history, but I had a lot of challenges. After I started the business, I remember the guy that was super stressed about being a new business owner. I went through all those sleepless nights, but what gave me energy was the passion, okay? So I had immense passion for sharing this type of work to many other people. And it is a hard work in the first year, let's say. I would say it was the hardest year of my life because I had to learn how to be a business owner, how to act as an entrepreneur, but also how to grow in my career, because now the career shifted. The trainings were on the side of learning the system, learning how to teach, how to coach, how to, yeah, do the hard work. You don't have any other. I don't think there are shortcuts. Okay, you have some unfair advantage. I think my unfair advantage was my training as a technical person, my technical degree, because I was thinking in systems that really work. So when I found a system that really worked for me, and I knew that it could work for many other people, I shared it like crazy, and I helped people just sitting at a coffee and said, look what worked for me. If you try it, it can work for you. Yeah, that was my unfair advantage, because my mind led me to a system that really works for me. Okay, and I will share more in the next videos on this channel. So, to draw a few conclusions, not to make this video too long, I would say this: coaching is natural. We all do it when we meet our friends at a coffee, so we all have the capacity to shift our attention from ourselves, 100% on ourselves, to another person. Then it becomes easier to see to see the solutions, or to see something that he or she doesn't see. So that is the first habit. Then don't avoid to do the hard work. Go get your goals, go get over the challenges you have in your life, because in the end, people will come to you because they see some form of success that you have, and they are inspired by that form of success. So go get your goals, live a happy life, as happy as possible. From that state, you can really help another person. The third thing, keep your mentors close to you. Remember, coaching and any kind of change work is an apprenticeship type of work. You need to have mentors. You need to be on a continuous journey of learning and growth for yourself. Growth should be always like this. So keep learning, keep your mentors close. And then on the practice part, on the business side, look for methods to share everything you know in a more efficient way, more professional way, and of course to create products and services that people will benefit out of it. And I'm curious about your stories. I'm curious if you have a similar story, if you started your coaching business, or if you're thinking of shifting to this type of career. Please share your story. I'm delighted when I see people that took this path, which can be sometimes a lonely path. If you're a new entrepreneur and you are starting your own business, it can be lonely at times. Okay, but share your stories in the comments. Tell me what are you doing these days, and we'll keep inspiring each other, because this is what I also want to do in this channel. I want to share everything I do. I want to share my journey, my stories, and the tools I use, and I hope this can benefit a lot of people. Okay, that's it for today. See you on the next one.